Greetings. Think this is working. Hello, how's it going? I'm live, I think. Got the microphone down here. Let me know if there's any audio issues. I think it works pretty good these days. It must be almost New Year's because I've got my fancy cowboy shirt on that I haven't worn in 15 years, and it must have shrunk. How's it going? It's almost the new year. So I figured I was waiting for a book to show up in the mail today before I did this video, and it is December 31st. It's 4 p.m. here in good old Winnipeg, Manitoba, that I'm filming this. For those of you watching in the future, and I was waiting for this last book to come before I did kind of like a 2018 wrap up and then a look into 2019, what the goals for next year are going to be. Before I do that, well, I don't know. I mean, there was some books that I got recently. Kind of just wanted to show you a couple of them. There was a 50% off sale, and I got a number of things. I was able to catch up on a few things. I caught up on a bunch of Paper Girls issues. I got 2 trades of Saga, which I immediately read as soon as I got home. So that was really nice. I think that was a volume 6 and 7, possibly. I think it was 6 and 7. I can't see them from here. So that was great because I'm really far behind on the few new series that I still have interest in. I've really fallen back, but the exciting thing about that is there's a lot out there that I don't have to sit and wait. My waiting is over. I can just binge read all of this stuff. So just a couple other things that I picked up during that 50% off sale. Damien, strangely enough, was showing this in a video that I watched last night, this Giant Size Defenders number 5. So 5 whole Canadian dollars for that sucker. It's in pretty nice shape. So that's nice to have that for my Defenders collection. Found 3 more of the issues. I only have a single issue of this Doomsday Squad that Fantagraphics released. This is number 1 and 2, and I guess 4, because I think it's number 3 that I have, yeah, and 4. So, you know, they were like $1.50 a piece. Yeah, they're all priced at $3. So $1.50 a piece. That was pretty nice. And something that I haven't seen, Damien, if you are watching this video, yeah, then there's the stack of the Paper Girls that I got, which I won't bother showing you. This one was interesting. He just got it in. It wasn't part of the 50% off sale. I think I got 25% off though, of the cheap cover price, like the cheap price that he had it on already. I think he only had it for listed for $10. I've never seen it. Will Eisner's Signal from Space hardcover. It's a little separated at the spine there, but I couldn't pass it up. I don't know anything about it. There's boobies on the front, so that's always a selling point. There's the back. But yeah, that'll be interesting. I like this format. I've got the Spirit. This is a kitchen sink. The Spirit color are in this exact same format, so those will fit nicely together. It looks great. Yeah, the spine is in really rough shape, but it looks fantastic. I just don't know anything about it. So if Damien, if you are watching this and you know something about this book, please let me know. It's a couple more pages. So that was pretty nice. In a separate sale, got a whole bunch of Charlton horror comics with a load of Ditko covers. So Haunted Library, where can I put those? Right there. Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. This was a Dr. Graves that I already had. I kind of spent some time reorganizing the comic shelves. These ones, these Haunted, are incredible. This is one of my favorite covers out of all of the Haunted that I grabbed. Love it. It just screams Ditko. Those colors, that expression on her face, those shapes kind of floating around him. It's really, really great. There's another Haunted. This is number 15. And then number 48, sorry, another really great cover on that one too. Yeah, I mean, it's got a hell of a style. Ghostly Haunts, number 23. This one I'm not familiar with. Ghostly Haunts, number 24. And these were cheap, $1 or $2 a piece, I think, is what they were. A couple of bucks a piece, probably about $2 a piece. Ghostly Tales, number 107. Some Ghost Manor, number 42. Ghost Manor, number 16. Ghost Manor, number 6. Ghost Manor, number 4. This Space War was one. Oh yeah, and these last ones are the only Charlton comics that I had previously. I've shown this one off before, the Space War. Just show you again because I love that cover so much. So yeah, I don't have many Charlton comics, but like I said, I couldn't let those sit there for so cheap, considering how beautiful they were. So jumped on them. So the goals for 2018, I kind of had 2 lists going. So this one here were the top books, the top 10 comics I wanted to get this year. No luck on 3 of them. So Daredevil 168, Doctor Strange 169, and Our Fighting Forces 123. Our Fighting Forces I just didn't find locally at all. All of these, of course, I found online. It's just I'd prefer to pick up stuff locally. The Defenders books that are crossed off, I did end up going online for a couple of those. But the hope was to get everything locally. But Our Fighting Forces just wasn't popping up anywhere. The Daredevil 168 did pop up a couple of times this year. It was either out of my price range or I just didn't get it. Somebody else grabbed it before I did. And then Doctor Strange, I had a lead on the Doctor Strange one actually just the other day and sent an email, and the price came back just way out of my ballpark. It was kind of one that was listed in really high grade, like 8.5 kind of grade, and it was just way out of my comfort zone to pick up that comic. It was through Comic Factory. Oh, hello, Rasa. Oh, hello. Comic Factory, sorry, Comic World Online. Doug Salipa's Comic World Online. I hit him up to get a couple of things as well, which I'm hopefully picking up this coming weekend. One of them being Jack Jackson's graphic novel of Comanche Moon, which are the 3 Last Gasp. Shush, you did not. Doctor Strange 169 for your Xmas Christmas present. That's incredible. Really good shape, like how good a condition. I would love to see that when you shoot that video, Rasa. Speechless. Yeah, I bet you're speechless. That's an amazing present. That's really nice. So Doug Salipa's Comic World. Yes, so Comanche Moon. So Last Gasp did 3 issues for Jack Jackson, and he put them into a graphic novel format. I've seen it here and there on eBay. It usually goes for not too expensive, but it's always the thing with those ordering. It's just the shipping is always a thing. So this one was a good price. He drops off at Thirsty's Flea Market because he does a trip into the city once a week, I think, to drop off books. And Thirsty's is about a 1.5 minute drive from my place. So that saves me shipping, so that'll be nice to get that one. I think there's a Daredevil comic in there as well too. I think it's issue number 18, the first appearance of the Gladiator. That was a really good price. And then just a couple of random books, Detectives Inc. to finish off that mini series, and an Amazing Heroes that talks about Dalgota and has a Dennis Fujitaki art work on the front, and I think interior as well too. So Daredevil 168, Doctor Strange, Our Fighting Forces just keeps eluding me. That first one, it's the last one that I need, and I've completed the whole run from Our Fighting Forces featuring the Losers. That's the first Losers within that particular series. And then I had the secondary list go, which was runs to finish. It's weird, everything is backwards in this for me. So these are the runs that I was going to finish. Hopefully it's forward for you. That always throws me off when I look at a backwards image on here. Anyway, so things like Mad Balls was on there, Defenders was on there, Marvel Collector's Item Classics, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, Eclipse Magazine, Plop. And if you look at number 10, we see Ms. Tree. And today, in today's mail, we have Ms. Tree number 50, the final issue, which actually still has the flexi attached inside, which is really great. Oh, I just noticed that right now. It's just a one-sided one. The other comics that I have that have flexis in it are double-sided, but not a problem. And it's got a ton of pin-ups in here. Dan Day. William Mesner Loeb. Can't see a signature on that one. Anyway, so that's going to be great to finally get a chance to completely finish that series. Captain Victory for some reason. Oh, happy 50th issue, Ms. Tree and team. Interesting. There you go. Mike Missed Mystery, and then here's the color for this particular issue. If you've seen my Ms. Tree video before, they were doing just monotone, and it was a different color for each issue. So that's really exciting to me, to be able to, on the very last day of the year, take the old Sharpie here and cross out Ms. Tree. There was a bunch of other series that I finished this year too, things like Scout. There was some Eclipse Comics kind of mini series that I finished. It just really seemed like that year where it was a real filling in the gaps year, which is great. I really feel like my collecting comics has really been focused this past year, and I'm super happy with where I'm at. I know that in previous years, I think I've had, at the end of the year, it can sometimes be not quite overwhelming, but it's sometimes, like, on reflection of some of these hobbies and things, it can seem a little out of control. And I know that as much as my collecting has really been focused more over the years, this is the first year where I really feel, I don't feel overwhelmed, to be honest. I feel really great with the way things have gone this year. I haven't just been buying an absolute crap ton of stuff. It's really pared down. It's been really helpful, honestly, to do these kind of lists. Yeah, I'm super happy about it as well. I can't wait to finish the series. That's the thing. I'm just about done Crossfire. Like I said, I read some Saga. I'm hoping to finish off my Paper Girls reading to catch up on that. I've been really digging into some of the Eclipse mini-series titles, so I'm really looking forward to reading that, because once I'm done that, I can start in on the Ms. Tree Quarterly that I have the whole thing of now too, so that'll be fun. I've got a lot of Ms. Tree in the works, which is really great. So I've just felt really good about the way things have gone this year, and with that in mind, for 2019, I don't know if I'm going to do a list like this. I think my list will be the Eclipse book that I'm putting together, which isn't here with me. At least I don't think it is. No, it's not. So I'm putting together I've been going online and looking on a database. Yeah, no, it's not here. I thought it might be in the room here somewhere. There's a database online that talks to you about all of the Eclipse titles and when they came out. And at this point, I have a really good idea. It's not necessarily a goal that I'm going to complete in this year. I've got one, two, three. I've got about 4 short boxes full of Eclipse titles, 3.5 to 4, somewhere in there, of Eclipse titles. So that's going to be something I'll be focusing on. That's going to be more of a long-term goal. Everything else, it's going to be, again, going through the collection and seeing what I need to kind of finish stuff off. That's kind of where my focus is going to be. I do see a lot of great books out there that I would love to be reading, but the thing that's been working for me is the realization that I'm just not going to be able to read them all. As much as I would love to, sometimes I see Travis and Damien and people like that talking about new books, and they look incredibly good, and I really respect those guys' opinion on the new titles that they're reading, especially as Travis has always been a little more independent minded, even though he does like the big two as well. And it's the same with Damien. I don't want to discredit him in that regard either, but when it comes to the indie titles, I do really respect their opinion on stuff. And it looks like there's been some amazing reading this year. I just can't do that. And I think I've come to terms with that now. A couple of years ago, it doesn't really bother me. It's not really part of my day-to-day where I think about that kind of stuff. Every once in a while, when I go flipping through the racks or have to go pick up supplies at Galaxy, I'll kind of just have a look through the new titles and see what's out there. And I do get a tinge, but that's pretty rare that happens. Paulo Costa, hello, how are you? Happy New Year. So it's just been good to kind of have this focus on these titles and actually read and enjoy these titles. You know, there's been a lot of great reading this year. As I've been going through the Eclipse titles, I keep seeing the Espers, they're the ESPers, Paulo, the ESPers. And just reminding of how great a series like that was, for example. And, you know, there's all these things that I've read this year that have been really enjoyable, and the idea of continuing that is great to me. I love that. So it'll just be another year of the same, keeping things consistent, keeping things moving out of the house. I just sold a whole bunch. I had a small box. I was never really a toy collector. I had a small box of some random toys that I sold online. This guy came and pretty much bought all of them, which was great to get that stuff out of the house. So it's really at a point where things are not overwhelming to me. They're really they're at a good point. And I love all the stuff that I do own, and I do love spending time with it and reading it and just chatting when we do, which hasn't been as often. Maybe that'll be a goal this year. I know, Rasa, you and I talked about in the new year trying to do a hangout as well. And I still definitely think we should do that. Maybe that will be a focus for this year too. If anybody's interested, you know, continuing with some of these hangouts like we were doing with Swamp Thing. Oh yes, just bought Doom Patrol, so I'm going to go on a Morrison vibe and reread The Invisibles. Awesome. I actually haven't read The Invisibles, but the Doom Patrol stuff is great. Yeah, really, really fun. Yeah, I don't really know I have too much else to say, to be honest. I hope everybody else had a fantastic 2018, even though we know that some of the goings on with comics is kind of less than ideal. It's not exactly a fun part, but I also feel like I've gotten that under control too, as far as who I choose to block and who I choose to read and listen to. But let's hope 2019 can be some positive comic goals for everybody, and of course, life goals for everybody. I hope you are all doing amazing, and I love all of you deeply. It's been great doing this channel for all these years, and the people that I've met, and it was kind of highlighted by getting an actual a handwritten letter to me from Mr. Spiro.geek. I'm covering up addresses here, so we're not publishing them all over the interwebs. So a really nice handwritten letter, and then he included a couple of his doodles for me as well too. This one that I remember commenting on, and then this one as well. So Spiro, officially, thanks very much. Keep your eyes on your mail. So stuff like that is really nice. So I do really appreciate the friendships that we've all kind of been able to foster throughout these years. And I do like talking to you all. And I do enjoy that you show up for these hangouts and listen to me sit in my little cave here and spout my nonsense. Yes, Spiro should do more art. He absolutely should. I think he's been doing some painting recently is what I've been seeing. But I love those little doodle drawings that he's done, which is very, very cool. I don't know. Maybe we do some as well as this. Maybe there's a whole pen pal. Let's hug now. It's a whole pen pal kind of world that we have. Okay, come here, you. It's a little awkward hucking a computer screen. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks very much for hanging out all these years, peoples. And we'll talk to you in the future when there will be things like self-driving cars and hoverboards and the internet. All right, take it easy. Hope everybody has a great new year, and I hope you all had a great holiday. And we'll talk to you soon. So long. Now, where's that button? Which button is it? What if I push this one? What does that one do? No.